Hello everybody and welcome back to Triple R with myself and once again, if you're watching, hello. I thought I'd give these pipes a wipe over. I don't think Piper exhaust systems will be too happy if I show the new exhaust covered in dust and soot because I have been out in the car early this morning. But just a quick punchy introduction to today's video. As you can see, we've had some little changes and Piper obviously invited us down to use the car for some development and build this lovely exhaust system. The guys are fantastic down there, by the way, very professional. And what I liked about it was they're actually petrol heads. These guys are very, very interested in what the customer wants, which to me gave me a good customer experience, which I find in today's world is quite difficult to get. I find everybody just wants to take your money, but nobody wants to really ask you what you want. And these guys definitely did that for me. So they asked me for diameter, noise, tailpipe design. So I already felt like I was getting looked after. We chose the twin back boxes, and the reason we chose that is aesthetically, I think this rear end's complete now. We might have a spoiler on there, but we'll get that at a different point. But the guys made the design perfect. They fit perfectly, and obviously I have the R-Bath rear bumper, so it made sense to have the R-Bath rear exhaust. But although I love that, this is also a lovely touch from the lads. Phil, who does the fabrication work, said, listen, Anth, we know obviously you like the chop and change stuff. These are just bolt on, bolt off. And the guys actually give me a second choice to take away with me, which I thought was awesome. So we've got two bigger twin singles, which look like 3-inch. But as you can see, lovely little Piper logo on there as well. And typical welds, if you look at the quality of those welds as well, fantastic quality, which is standard with Piper. These guys have been in the game 50 plus years now. And they are very, very good at what they do. Don't get me wrong, the advertising side of things, there are companies out there who advertise better, but one thing I will tell you is you will not beat the Piper customer experience, which for me is massively important these days. And fitment, build quality, it doesn't get any better. These guys are second to none. They know exactly what they're doing. After just talking to them for 5-10 minutes when I took their Up GTI down, which is on the channel, you know these guys mean business and they're very, very skillful. So what did I want? Basically, I want an exhaust to free up some power. The standard downpipe on the 124 is absolutely pish. It's a complete joke. I'm not kidding you. It's no bigger than a sausage. So in terms of power, it's massively restricted from the factory. Now, I don't know whether they do that for emissions or to stick within certain power regulations. It kind of makes sense on that side of things. But for me, as somebody who wants power out of this and to modify it, the downpipe just didn't make any sense. So what we've done is we've gone straight off the turbo. We've gone 3-inch. Dropped into 2.5, and then we've got a true 2.5-inch system all the way through into two silencer back boxes. Now, I specifically asked for the exhaust to be in track dBs, so this actually 4,000 revs static. This does 89 decibels, which for me is super quiet. Now, touching the noise side of things, just quickly, I'm touching 40 now. I live in a quiet little estate. The last thing I want is cold start in the morning, waking the neighbours up, people falling out of me. If I want to go and daily the car, I don't want to have a headache with the car droning when I'm driving it around the doors. And honestly, this system is absolutely bang on. This is my favourite feature. When you're actually just driving the car steady way around the doors, it's not necessarily loud. You can hear a small bit of noise, but it's very subtle. But with it having a turbo back on now, you can basically hear like a little light turbo spool in every gear change, which I absolutely love, and that's my favourite thing at the moment about it. The exhaust system tends to come alive once you get to about 4,000 revs, and then you get a nice deep burble, and if you take it right up to the rev limit, you'll get the little pop and bang on gear shift, which again is a nice touch. But it's nice to know that it's only going to be loud when I want it to be loud and not all the time, so they've definitely got that absolutely bang on. What else are we going to do with it? Well, as promised, we roll and roaded the car before it went to Piper. Now, this is a bold statement. I'm trying to keep the intro short because there is a lot to talk about with this. The guys at Piper seem to think with this car now, having the cat out and having a bigger downpipe, this will increase by 20 horsepower before it's tuned, which I called them out on because I thought that was a very bold statement, but the lads stick by it. It's the same 1.4 Bath engine that's in all the little Fiat 500, 1.4T. The lads have a lot of experience with the 1.4T engine, and they've noticed roughly up over stock 20 horsepower by just building the exhaust system, which to me was a bold figure, but they stand by it, so we're going to find out. We did do a roll and road before the car went down, 171 horsepower, and we're going to do one now the car's back before it's tuned, so we'll know exactly what horsepower the car's made. We're going to use the same roll and road that's calibrated in the same way, so we will find out the figures that this exhaust system has given us. But what I will tell you is, I don't think the guys are going to be far off. I've noticed instantly as soon as I got in the car and started driving it, we've got increased throttle response. As soon as you put your foot down, the boost is instant. The car does light up a little bit quicker and it does seem faster. It might be a placebo, just obviously with the noise. It might be me thinking, bloody hell, we're flying. It's making a lot of noise and it might not be going much quicker, but I've personally felt a change in the power delivery already. So I am looking forward to getting this tuned. But let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. Once again, thanks to Piper. What a great bunch of guys. We've got our new exhaust. Let's do some sound tests and let's see what everybody thinks. This exhaust is going to be fully developed. It's built to measure, and this will be available to all 124 Spider owners, and there will be a group discount available very, very shortly, and I will give you a code for that. So if you like the video, you like the sound of the Spider, and you want to kind of jazz yours up and release some power, then these systems will be available on the shelf at Piper very soon. So let's get into it, and let's do some sound tests. Right, so on to some sound clips. So as you can hear, she is running there. Now, as I mentioned in the previous clip, what I like about it is when you're just driving the car normally and you're low down and around town, you get like a nice little whistle. So what I'll try and do is I'll try and reduce that and keep the revs low, and then obviously we'll hit a higher note if you like and put a bit more throttle input. But we'll get the low down first and then we'll take it up top. So that concludes our little Spider Piper 124 exhaust system. I hope you like obviously what you heard. If you don't, constructive comments are obviously always going to be welcome on the internet. There is going to be opinions out there and they are going to differ from mine. Me, as an owner of this particular car and what Piper have done for me, I'm genuinely very happy, and I think, to be fair, that's all that's important at the moment. But we're going to go on and develop this little car and keep chucking some mods at it and make it that little bit better and that little bit different and build up a decent series. So you will see this car get heavily modified and change its appearance, its handling, its power along the way. Now, I've been trying to shoot this video for 3 weeks, but we've been really busy with work, so I've struggled in terms of time. But in that kind of time period from when I shot the first clip to when I shot the last clip today, we have had the Spider tuned as well. So what I will do is, on the end of the video, I'll drop a little teaser of the car on the rolling road, and then we'll roll on the next video and we'll see what power the Spider's made and how much, obviously, of a difference the exhaust system and the other little bits that I've added in the meantime have made. I will detail those in the next video, so do stay tuned. Once again, thanks for watching Triple R. I'll see you guys soon.